Hello, D.
Yes, hi. Okay.
Hi,
How
D.
are you?
Yes, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, good.
All
Thank you for
good.
joining us.
Thank you.
So, are you an iOS developer?
Oh, yes. I'm hired iOS developer full time. Yes.
For how long have you been a developer?
Um, iOS developer or just developer in general?
Both?
Both, yeah.
I'll say I wrote my first code, which was Java, I think in 2007. So that's about 14 years now.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so and then throughout the journey, I wrote a bit of PHP and then I did ASP.NET and C Sharp. And so I was jumping here and there, but in 2012, that's when I jumped to iOS development full time.
2012.
Yes.
Nice.
Mm.
And you've been an iOS developer since?
Yes, I've been iOS developer since through the pain of Objective-C and then and memory management and stuff, and then having to learn Swift. And then now we have to learn Swift UI. So
Yes. And maybe
so
something new in 5 years. Who knows?
yeah, who knows exactly. So yeah, so definitely been developing for a while, but I would say 50% of that time has been spent working as a freelancer, and then 50% has been spent working in organizations like startups and companies and stuff. So
hmm
Okay.
And right now, you are a freelancer or
yes,
employee?
I'm kind of taking a break and managing as a tech lead in a small startup at the moment. So kind of like a part-time. I took a break. I actually quit my last iOS job last year just to
Okay,
kind of take a little break because I'm getting old and programming is stressing me.
right. I get it. All right.
Yeah.
How can we help you?
Yes, so my main question is related to working as a freelancer because and when you work as a part of when you work as a part of a large team, it's easier to kind of write clean code, write, work and develop good architectural code. But once you start working alone as a freelancer, it's easy to fall, to kind of, not stick to all those best practices and start writing bad code, because you have a feature that you have to kind of deliver as soon as possible, and you don't have time to write tests, and you don't have time to, make sure that you're following the best practices. You just want to deliver the product as soon as possible. I mean, sometimes you tell yourself that you're going to go back to fix them, but then before you go back to fix those issues, you already have more requirements, and then so it kind of builds up. Yeah, it kind of builds up, and so I just want to know what you do to enforce yourself, to motivate yourself to always write these good clean codes. So that's my main question. Relating to that is also sometimes you might inherit a bad code. And
Mhm.
when you inherit a bad code, it's also hard to, because if you tell your client, I need to spend some time just to make this code clean, they don't have time. They'll be like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
So, um, and once you're working on a code that you think needs a bit of improvement, I'm not sure about everybody else, but personally for me, it's so hard to then trying to build something better on top of. So I kind of just follow along the line of writing more bad code on top of the bad code instead of, because unless I can go back to fix some of the issues in the original code, so my main question is about how you motivate yourself into kind of sticking it out to when you work by yourself or on your own project, or just to enforce yourself to always stick to the best practices.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a hard one. That's a hard thing to do. How to motivate yourself, because you need to be self-motivated. You cannot
Mm,
rely on having someone watching you for you to do the right thing,
sure.
right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So for me, what it worked for me when I started working as a freelancer, I also faced the same dilemma. I have the same issues, even about like having a good schedule, like working from 9 to 5 instead of saying, you know what, I'm not going to do anything until 5, and then I'll try to pick up from 5 to 2 in the morning, you know?
Yeah.
So it's important to, I believe, like reframe how you work, you know? For example, testing, right? Instead of saying we have to write tests, I like to say we get to write tests, you know, because we want to be the best we can be, you know, because we want to deliver the best work we can. So it's not something you have to do. It's something you do, you know, because you need to have a strong reason why. That's what we say a lot. You need to have a very strong reason why you do things. Otherwise, you're not going to do them, you know?
Yeah.
And remember that even if you start a project alone, like as a freelancer now, it doesn't mean you're going to finish it alone as well. So someone might watch you in the future, right? And you're going to say, what have you done here?
Yeah, that's true.
Or yourself, or that someone might be yourself, you know, and you just have no idea what you did a week ago, a month ago, you know.
Oh yeah, we all know that. You can look at your own code 6 months and be like, what was I trying to achieve in this code? Yes,
for me,
I understand. Yeah.
For me, that was it, you know, like it started happening more and more, and I realized there's no other way around it. You know, it's like I need to be good at this thing all the time, you know, like, and when I say good, I mean disciplined and like not you know, just following the practices that we know they have a very high probability of not ending up in a mess, you know, and like making your life harder. that's the so like,
because decisions you take now in the short term for a short-term gain, you're going to pay later, you know. And when you can see the future, like, don't write code that your future self is going to hate, you know. Don't make your future self hate your present self. Not just about code, but everything in life, you know. Because you may make a decision right now that it's going to make you happy now, but it's going to make you miserable for 5 years, you know. It's like
exactly.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like eating junk food, isn't it? I mean, instant gratification, but you know that it's not the best thing for you. But my question, I mean, relating is how do you then kind of convince you, if you're working with a client as a freelancer, that's okay, I will have to spend 2x amount of time because I'll have to write text. How do you deal with that?
You don't need to convince them.
Yeah. The
why would it take longer as well? Like, I don't negotiate with my clients, hey, do you want tests or not? If you want tests, it's going to take longer. They're never going to say, do the test, you know?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the fact that you have to go back into the project that you inherited to kind of improve it, if you get what I mean.
Right.
I also go to my clients and I don't say, hey, I need to improve this code.
Yeah.
The improvement is going to be done as I add new features, as I do more things, little by little, little by little. They ask me to change a feature that was implemented by someone else, and I go there and it's a mess and it's not tested. Okay, I need to change something here. I'm going to make this a little bit better in a way that's not going to compromise the deadline. And maybe after 1 year working in this project, it's going to be clean.
Yeah.
So you don't need to stop working. Your clients are never going to be happy if you need to stop work to do something, to get the app to do the same thing, but the code is going to be cleaner, you know, because they don't see the code, they don't see the pain. So I don't negotiate time to refactor the code base. No, I do it as I go. You know, and I don't tell them, hey, I'm improving the code. No, I'm not going to compromise the deadline, of course not, but I'm going to make the code a little bit better. I'm going to write one test, a little bit here and there, and little by little, things improve. But if you try to improve it in one go, you're not going to get buy-in from your boss, from your clients, from your peers. It's going to be very, very difficult.
So basically improving it 0.5% of the time, every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Make things 1% better every time. And it compounds. It compounds. Good decisions now compound and will yield good returns. Bad decisions also compound in a negative way.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we need to set high standards from the beginning. because otherwise negative things will compound, and it's going to be much, much harder to improve things in the future. But if you inherit something that is already negative, let's say, it already has a lot of bad decisions, don't let it compound more. Start paying interest little by little, little by little, little by little. It's enjoyable as well, like every time you touch code, the code base gets better.
Yeah. Exactly. Cleaner,
it's better.
Yes.
It also comes to work fulfillment, personal achievement.
Yeah.
And your client is happy, so you're happy as well.
Yes, hopefully. You talk about gathering requirements and then building the use case analysis. But sometimes the requirements are not complete. They continue to improve. So you've already created your use case analysis and you've written your test. But if you're working in a sort of like a fast-paced environment, or where the client doesn't even know what the requirement is, they are just also guessing along. That will also be changing your use case analysis. So just want to know how you deal with that sort of situation because it's not always clear from even the client. They don't know what they want.
Oh, exactly. And we say again and again and again that the only constant here is change. It's like in the software and engineering industry and like process. That's it. Change. Like everything changes all the time. So yeah, you need to have good foundations and good habits, so you can withstand the change. Like there's no other way around it. It will happen, and you're going to have non-complete requirements, and maybe you do have complete requirements and the next day they're different, so what happens then? So
this is an iterative process.
Yeah.
This is not like you will stop until you have the perfect use case analysis and everyone is happy. No, you don't want to wait until everything's right. And then you're not going to do a high level upfront design of the whole system. It's a little bit of this, 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 repeat, deploy. You're very quickly gathering requirements, doing a very quick high level design, testing, production code, deploy. Should be in periods like this cycle here should happen several times a day of refining the requirements, refining the design, testing, production code, deploy. Several times a day you will be deploying code to your clients, and because they're gonna see and say, that's not what I want. Okay, let's go back here. What do you want then? All right, boom, 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 deploy again. Boom. Oh, that's not what I want, but it's almost there. The faster you have this cycle, the better the communication will be with your clients. The worst projects is the ones where this whole thing takes 6 months until the deploy. And then the client look at it and say, I hate it. And we are 6 months behind. Yeah. And that's a nightmare because no one is happy. The developers are not happy. The analysts are not happy. The clients are not happy. The business is not happy. No one's happy. So we want to make these iterative steps here as fast as possible. And you should start deploying, that's why I say do things in the beginning, high standards in the beginning, because then everything's going to be easier. Like from day one, I set as automation, CI/CD pipeline. So my clients, I start working with a new client. The first thing I'm going to do is create a deployment pipeline, like test flight. So the first day they're going to get a build of the app, on their phone. Say, okay, that's how we're going to work. You ask what you want. We're going to do this testing and deploy. And several times a day, you're going to receive a build on your phone where you can see the progress and give us feedback, because I want fast feedback, because fast feedback will help me improve the use case analysis, the requirements, help me understand better how to design this application, how to test it, how to develop it, and how to deploy it, and iteratively.
So basically the key word here is fast feedback and communication.
For sure.
Yes.
Faster iteration.
Yes. Because all those processes here, they were created by the agile folks, from all those software craftsmanship, because they want to solve this problem. The requirements are always changing and software needs to be soft. That's why those processes were invented, testing and everything. Especially for projects where the requirements are changing a lot, you need testing and automation. So you can reduce the iteration size.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Right. And I would say the last question I have in regards to tests. I know there's no perfect answer to this, but what would you consider to be a perfect test coverage? What should you be aiming to achieve in terms of percentage?
Instead of
Not
code coverage.
percentage. For me, it's confidence. For me, the perfect test coverage is the one that everyone in the team, when the test passes, they are happy to press the button and ship the app.
Right.
Okay.
Without a lot of ceremonies and manual tests, That's the best. It's confidence. It's not about a percentage, because you can have 100% and it means nothing.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of projects with 95%, 90%, and the test will pass, and they would send the app for trillions of manual tests.
Yeah.
Because no one trusted the automation. No one trusts the automation. So the best coverage is the one that people trust.
Even if it's 25%, but everybody's happy, they know that,
Now, probably 25% is not going to be enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just exactly. So,
yeah. So it's not about
enough for confidence.
Yeah.
Enough for confidence. Okay.
Enough confidence.
All right.
So close to the 90% or above, but the ones that you trust.
Okay, perfect. Those are all my questions.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
By the way, are you a student there in the iOS Lead Essentials? You are, right?
Sorry?
Are you a student in the academy?
Oh, yes, I am. I am a student in the academy.
Awesome.
Yes, so I'm like 25% through the course now, so still going through it.
Awesome.
Yeah, little by little, again, you get there. Awesome.
Of course. I'm going to get that black belt. Watch me.
Awesome.
That's it.
Perfect.
All right. Okay, nice talking to you guys. All right, take care.
Bye. Take care, D.
Bye.
Hello, Sebastian. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Sebastian. Hi, Caio.
Hello.
Right. Thank you for joining us live. So first question, are you an iOS developer?
Yes, I am.
For how long?
Almost 2 years. Like it's very close to 2 years. I'm already a regular developer, quite freshly. Yeah.
You mean mid-level?
Yeah, middle level, right.
Okay.
Awesome. How can we help you?
So I had a question regarding, I've just joined a company that's quite fitting my needs regarding to going through the course. So it's kinda fortunate situation for me. And I was wondering when I get to the level of, let's call it technical excellence, but I'm fully aware that it's like never ending probably. But when I get to this, let's say, senior level, or to the level of being capable to lead a team, how can I push it further, like to maybe lead my own company? How the transition can look like? Do you have any points of view for this topic?
Right. First of all, congratulations on the new job.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, I know how hard it is to find a job where you can apply what you learn, where you can apply good practices like testing, modularity, and so on. This is the biggest challenge developers have, is to find a good team. So congratulations. Awesome. And you want to know, when you reach the senior level, right, become technically excellent, what's next?
Exactly.
How to become an entrepreneur. You want to have your own business. Well, there are many routes you can take, right? You can create your own software products, like including SDKs, or you can create apps and you can sell apps. This is one way you can do it. You can create a consultancy firm. You can hire other developers and you can manage them. You can train them as well, especially if you have the skills, right? If you become a senior developer, then your job is to train and help others. What do black belts do? They teach others, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like this whole methodology.
Create an army.
Yeah. I would say this whole methodology that you're learning through the course and we're teaching is very entrepreneurial in terms of like, it's all about providing value to the business, right? To the market. And it's exactly the same thing as, like if you want to become an entrepreneur, you get to figure out the gaps, in the market and just provide value, or make something, I don't know, like 10x better, right? So this shouldn't change. Like this is something that you're going to learn once and you're just going to iterate again and again afterwards.
Yeah, other thing you can do is selling courses, books, you can become like, I don't know, in Poland, you can start giving talks. There are people that get paid to give talks. There's so many things you can do as an entrepreneur, developerpreneur.
Yeah.
But you need to understand that you need to learn new skills, right?
Yeah.
You need to take new courses, read new books, because what makes you a good software developer doesn't make you a good entrepreneur. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And you can start now, you can start learning about entrepreneurship at the same time you are learning about becoming a senior software developer. Because learning about entrepreneurship can help you deliver more value as a developer because you understand the business side.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yeah, but makes sense. But I think it's like this first moment when you launch. It's probably difficult to hire, for example, technical excellent developer, isn't it?
Yes, you train them. If you cannot find them, you train them.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the gap in the market. Imagine how many companies want to have like a team of technically excellent developers, and it's hard to find. You just found a gap in the market. So if you are this person that you can train them, you can have your own consultancy, that you're preparing those developers and also putting them in the job market. You're delivering value to the developers, they're joining your company, and to the businesses that need those skills. So there's so many things you can do.
Yeah. It's like literally.
Okay, it's quite an easy idea, but
no, it's not easy at all.
Opened my eyes for new approaches to this problem, actually, to this challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Big companies know that hiring is one of their biggest problems. So the good companies out there, they hire people and they train them. They provide them everything they need for them to over-deliver in whatever they do.
Yeah.
Training is key. And if you have the skills, you can use those skills to train other people as well. For your own business, or maybe even selling courses, books, and giving like trainings inside companies. This other thing that companies buy as well. They hire someone to go there and train their entire team. So many things you can do.
I get it. Okay, actually, it sounds less, how to call it? It's difficult.
Yes,
but it seems like it can be like natural transition. Don't you think? Like the closer to business you are, the easier is to separate, to go own way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, many people, they are actually, many people don't do that because of the uncertainty, that the whole entrepreneurial activity is going to bring. So, like there are lead developers that they like being lead developers because they have a steady paycheck. They have good perks, for example, and they're just happy with that, and they don't want to take the risks involved. Others, they say, no, you know what, like I'm a daredevil, like I'm gonna go for the risk. They set their own goals, but I don't think, personally, I don't think it's like the natural progression. It's something that you either, I don't know, like for example, for me, I was a junior developer, and I knew that I would like to start a business at some point. Like you don't have to get like be, I don't know, whatever, like lead for decades and decades and then go afterwards, and do that. So whatever, it's like it's the personal goals, whatever you set as a goal, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's a choice. That's it.
Yeah.
You can have a nice life as an employee. You can have a nice life as an entrepreneur. Whatever makes your heart tick. Some people really like to have their own businesses, like I do, Mike do as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a completely different set of skills you need to learn. That's why I say that what makes you a good developer doesn't necessarily make you a good entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
They're completely separate kinds of skills. And if you have both, that's fantastic,
Absolutely. It's a fantastic combination. Yeah.
You can also join someone else's company and be a CTO, like a C-level person in someone else's company. They call it the intrapreneur.
Right. Exactly.
It's a choice. If you like it, I think it's fantastic. But not everyone likes it. Because it's not easy,
Yeah.
The easy tasks have been taken, There's only the hard ones out there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, so again, like I would recommend against thinking that, okay, maybe I'm technically excellent now, the next step is this. No, just make sure you set some goals, like financials, for example, or I don't know what sort of daily work you want to do, and figure these things out, and then go after it.
Yeah, you don't even need to become the best developer to open a business, right? Like Steve Jobs, he was not a developer, but he created Apple, right? Because he hired developers to do the work.
Yeah.
So it's all choice.
That's true.
Whatever makes your heart tick. And just like entrepreneurship is a skill,
Yeah.
Just like becoming a developer, you need to learn a bunch of skills. To become an entrepreneur, you need to learn a bunch of skills. Just happens that they are different.
Yeah.
Mostly different skills. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Does it answer your question?
Yeah. Maybe it's not what he was expecting to hear.
I think so. I mean, probably it's a topic that, I think about it constantly. But yeah, I agree with that. It's a very different skill.
Because the natural progression, as you mentioned, is that as a developer, is that you're going to become a senior, then you're going to start getting some leadership roles, like a tech lead at some point, a principal engineer. Maybe you can become a technical manager, a hiring manager. But if you want to start your own business, I don't think it's the natural progression. No. You need to make it happen.
Yeah. There Yeah,
it's a choice that you can start now. You can start like a small business now, create some small apps or a consultancy, or you can start selling, writing books, courses, just to give a feel, to get a feel, what it is to have your own products out there.
Yeah.
Like I get that.
The biggest shock that I see people having when jumping from like like developers or generally the IT industry to entrepreneurship is basically that they have not anticipated that when you are a developer or like a professional in the IT industry, is like you have a specific set of responsibilities, and then when you go to as an entrepreneur on your own, then it's you don't have a role, like you're not just a developer anymore, it's like it's chaos basically until you
especially in the
structure it.
beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So
you do everything: accounting, finding clients, hiring people, everything, literally.
yeah. And again, like I'm not saying this to discourage you or anything like that, or anyone else listening. I'm just saying it as, this is what's going to happen. So just prepare yourself, anticipate it. Yeah.
So what can be the role of a person that moved from software development to entrepreneurship? What can be his role in company, except the fact that he's the person or she that takes care for all stuff regarding the things you've mentioned, like accounting, like looking for clients, like what is the difference, between software developer and entrepreneurs and others, like maybe just a person that finished out some MBA or something like that?
What is the difference of a developer and entrepreneur? I think it's a set of skills, the tasks.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Like, can you elaborate a bit more, please, on this question? I'm not sure I understood it.
Mm-hmm. How can you use your skills in company as a software developer, as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it depends. Like, what sort of product you have, as an entrepreneur. Like, if you can actually use your development skills to create an actual product and sell that product, right? But I don't know. Like, I'm gonna speak for both of us. Like the skills that we learned as developers, like for example, following good practices or organizing our thoughts, organizing our code, like creating checklists, stuff like that. They have a tremendous applicability in everyday life as an entrepreneur. So
understanding the possibilities, what you can create with software to make your business more optimal, more automated, automation.
Yeah, exactly. Automation is another one. Absolutely.
Understanding like the cost of building systems, like all of these, like they're valuable skills you can transfer to being an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
I get that.
Does he answer your question?
There are so many things
for this,
here.
For this one, definitely. For this one,
check out the book. Like we don't talk directly about these things in the book, like as how to transfer, but there are so many topics that we touch in the book that can apply in both careers, as a software developer and as an entrepreneur, starting a company or something like that, or running a company rather. So make sure you check that out.
Mm-hmm.
The book,
okay, I will.
The Lead Developer book, because we pass a lot of like entrepreneur mindset in that book as well, that If you start taking, you become a better like lead developer in the company. You can even become an entrepreneur, and grow to leadership positions, like C-level positions. But also apply it in your own company if you want to have your own company. Why not? Make sense?
Anything else?
Yeah, I think that's all. That's all from me.
Awesome. Thank you for
Awesome.
joining us.
Thanks so much.
Bye, Sebastian. Take care.
Bye.